I've been making video for about 20 years. I was just getting my own notes together, and I figured I would just dump them here into a quick keynote. How I've been using AI specifically for video content, how I see others using it, how I do not see it being used, and opportunities. I tend to work with marketing and comms people in large organizations or other creative professionals like myself, business owners and entrepreneurs. Okay, so how I'm using it. Audio, audio, audio. That's by far the thing this year that is really kind of blowing my mind. So right now I'm recording audio on this laptop in the internal microphone on a MacBook Pro. So I would say last year, I just wouldn't think that that's good enough. But now it's going to pass. I'm going to use it for this video right here and not have to set up a mic at all. That's pretty great. I've done it with iPhone mic, onboard mic, and it works. And if I'm shooting a corporate thing or something with like a real camera, like a big Sony rig, and an expensive boom mic, I still make the first audio pass in AI. So it used to be gain and levels and basic noise reduction and stuff was like a core thing you just have to do. Not so much anymore. Editing, I still see AI as kind of like a hobbyist assistant editor because I have to check the work. And often AI doesn't seem to know what's really important or stop people from appearing in ways that are unflattering. So therefore, kind of a waste of time for me. I definitely use it for transcribing an interview that is going really long. Sometimes I'll just be like, oh goodness, like this is going to be a very difficult edit because we've covered a little too much. I've taken entire transcripts and brought them into ChatGPT and said, what happened here in this shoot? And it can frame out what we have. In that case, AI is a very skilled assistant editor. Generative fill. So I had a wide shot with some pipe and drape. I needed to extend the pipe and drape like taller. So in post-production, I just created some in an Adobe product that looked pretty darn natural and just kind of extended the background. I have not been asked to just generate B-roll. Product walking through the woods with our coffee mug. I'm not saying that's not being done, but I think specific B-roll for specific purposes that has to be right. That can't have weird artifacts or logos being twisted around or whatever. So people might be doing it. I'll get to that section later where administrative tasks, huge. Lots of research and planning type things. Okay, how I see other people using it. Audio. Like I can tell if really bad audio has been made passable with AI. I can tell that maybe someone's shooting with a phone and there's no way they're hiding the production crew. There isn't one. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe I can hear that. The Adobe Enhanced Speech tool in particular has kind of a sound to it, I think. I see a lot of bad titling, like misspelled words or just totally wrong. A lot of stuff that is sort of off-brand or just really, really kind of not good looking, like weird stroke effects around letters and stuff so that things pop off a screen. I think the cost benefit there is just like it's worth it. And I accept it when I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, I get it. Like they didn't caption it themselves, but I can pretty much still read it. So I'm okay with it. I accept that someone cut some corners because I'm seeking information, which is what 70% of people are doing on YouTube. I am seeing a lot of things that are almost kind of tricking me because it'll be topical. The humor and novelty, some of the newer stuff is really, really funny. Like Albert Einstein wrestling somebody or, just weird stuff. Here's what I don't see. A lot of like prominent podcasters, video podcasters, or just audio were doing things like, hey, look, I made a fake script of me in my author's voice, and it even sounds like me. Oh, we can almost make a clone of me. This whole section of what I don't see doesn't mean it's not happening. I feel like people with real audiences that they have built some kind of relationship with have a sense that if they clone themselves in some way that is, and they get caught, that it'll undermine their brand to such a degree that it's not worth the cost reduction. I don't see whether or not people are saying, hey, we should make some video content. We need to communicate. Video is the way to do it. Let's avoid production. I don't see that when I'm being thought of as a production person. When I'm being thought of as a consultant, I still don't see that. I say it. So I don't see production people and content creator types losing excitement for the newest Nikon Red combo camera, what's going on with Sony's C50 or whatever. People saying, please edit this for me with an automated tool, or I expect it to be done in a way that is so fast that, it'll come back to me in an hour. And I know it used to take a day, but you're going to use an AI, right? Can I just get you to do that? I'm not getting people asking me to use the tool to edit. Pre-production used to be such a big deal. largely because production was so expensive, production and post-production. I think pre-production could be making a comeback because of the cost benefit being so wide when it comes to AI. So if you can avoid an entire shoot, is it worth spending half a day figuring that out? Probably. It probably is. And production, faces and places. There are optical facts about capturing video. Bent light going through a lens into a sensor, into a camera. Now, it can be an iPhone. Doesn't have to be a big, fancy camera and a lens. I always think of like if I was a senior leader at some company and we opened a factory and we wanted to say, hey, we've opened the factory and do like a ribbon cutting or whatever. You have to show the face of the leadership because it's a leadership moment. And you have to show the place because it's a new factory. And there are so many versions of this where the real faces and the real places are the only thing that will suffice. And it's the anti-noise. Even if it's warehouse people who are sort of like not known faces to a company, but it's like, oh, these are our team in our warehouse, driving forklifts or something. That still has to be that face. You wouldn't want to make an AI version of someone driving through your own warehouse. I don't think. Well, let's say you're a warehouse consultancy and you want to help people figure out which forklifts to buy. Now I'm thinking it's okay because those faces, there are no real faces to choose not to shoot video of. And there is no real place. You don't have a warehouse. You're consulting around warehouses and staffing, et cetera, right? Post-production, AI is an increasingly skilled assistant that can be relied on. Staffing, a team, I would hire more skilled people, and part of the job would be a third of your day is to use technology to make you a better assistant so you can focus on your highest skill output. Asset management, this is like one of my favorite parts of video production because it's such an untapped opportunity. I'm using AI to code an app that is for iOS that's just about collaborative cloud management of media. And I don't know how to code. It took me like a couple hours to figure out how to make an iOS app. When you're talking about either creating assets with AI, like generating stuff or shooting stuff, or mixing the two things together, and then you have stock and you have licensing and you have motion, images, motion graphics, video renders, video podcasts, audio. When things are asset managed well, you get more value out of them. So either you can use AI to go back and transcribe stuff from forever ago and make content out of it, or you can get more value from every production moving forward. Again, thanks very much. Have a great day.